Tan Songyun and Xukai officially announced. A two-way rush from screen to reality so sweet it stopped time. What happens when fiction finally surrenders to truth? When two hearts that once danced behind the safety of a script step out and face the world together, hand in hand? This was the question that silenced the internet the moment Kai and Tan Songyun made their long-awaited official announcement, a moment so tender, so cinematic, that even reality felt like it was taking a bow before their story. For years, fans had watched their chemistry unfold on screen, whispering, hoping, wondering if the stolen glances and quiet smiles were scripted or something more. And now, after months of speculation and years of slow-burning emotion, the truth was finally revealed. Kai and Tan Songyun, the pair who once captured hearts as fictional lovers, had finally stepped into the light as a real-life couple. Hold on tight, K-drama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The post that shook the internet. It began, as all modern love stories do, with a single post. On a quiet Sunday evening, Xukai took to Weibo. No dramatic prelude, no teaser campaign, no cryptic emojis, just a photo. It showed the two of them, bathed in the soft golden light of sunset. Tan Songyun leaned against his shoulder, laughing. Xukai's hand rested gently over hers, the way a man holds something he's afraid to lose. The caption read, "From the screen to reality. Thank you for waiting." No fanfare. No need for more. Within seconds, the internet erupted. Weibo crashed momentarily from the flood of likes and reposts. Hashtags shot straight to the top. Kai and Tan Songyun officially announced. A two-way rush to love. Fairy tale finally real. In less than an hour, the photo had been shared over 10 million times. How it all began. Their journey didn't start with grand gestures. It began quietly, years ago, on the set of a drama that would unknowingly write the first chapter of their real-life love story. It was during long night shoots when Xukai would make her laugh between takes, or when Tan Songyun would remind him to eat after he skipped meals to rehearse lines. Their chemistry wasn't the kind that came from acting technique. It was something organic, something that felt inevitable. On screen, they were lovers torn by fate. Off-screen, they became each other's calm. But as fame grew, so did the barriers. Both stars, known for their privacy and professionalism, kept their friendship guarded from the public eye. They would appear in interviews together, smiling like two people sharing a secret too precious to name. And so, the world watched, year after year, show after show, wondering when that line between real and real would finally blur. The turning point. Insiders say the turning point came after Tan Songyun's triumph at the 2025 Weibo Awards, the night Xukai was seen crying in the audience as she accepted her award. That night changed everything. The emotion that had once been buried behind professionalism broke free. Xukai's tears became a confession, one witnessed by millions. And from that moment on, neither of them could return to pretending it was just friendship. In the weeks that followed, the two were seen together more often, leaving a quiet cafe late at night, exchanging knowing smiles during brand events, or appearing in the same city despite their hectic schedules. But still, they said nothing. They waited. They watched. They chose the perfect moment, a moment when love could stand unshaken by speculation. And that moment came with that single, world-stopping post. Tan Songyun breaks her silence just minutes after Xukai's post went live. Tan Songyun's Weibo account lit up with a reply. A new photo appeared, the same sunset, but this time from her angle. Xukai's face turned slightly toward her, his eyes full of quiet warmth. Her caption was simple, but it melted every heart that read it, from every scene we acted, to the one we're living now. Those words alone set social media ablaze. The press called it the most poetic announcement in Chinese entertainment history. Fans called it a love letter to everyone who still believes in destiny. The media frenzy. Within hours, entertainment outlets went into overdrive. Major television networks interrupted broadcasts to report the news. Global media outlets picked up the story, calling them China's new power couple. The internet became a symphony of emotion, fans crying, cheering, rewatching every old drama clip with new meaning. Brands they both represented released congratulatory posts, cleverly blending professionalism with affection. One major luxury label even released a limited edition product line inspired by their love story, titled The Two-Way Rush. But perhaps the most striking thing was how gracefully they handled it all. There were no staged interviews, no press conferences. Just two people living their truth, quietly, confidently, together. Behind closed doors a week after the announcement, Kai and Tan Songyun were spotted walking through a quiet park in Beijing. No security, no cameras, no assistants. Just them. They were laughing softly, sharing earphones, a gesture so simple and intimate that it made headlines again. For the first time in years, Kai seemed free, no longer weighed down by the secrecy fame often demands. Tan Songyun, too, glowed differently, lighter, brighter, like someone who had finally exhaled after years of holding her breath. Those close to them described their relationship as steady and peaceful. Not built on spectacle, but on shared values, patience, and quiet strength. They built a friendship first, said one crew member who had worked with them. The love came naturally after that. The fan reactions, a nation celebrates across China and beyond, fans celebrated as though it were a national holiday. In Chengdu, Tan Songyun's hometown, fans organized a massive flash mob tribute, hundreds of dancers performing to the theme song of their drama, holding banners that read, "We waited, and it was worth it." In Shanghai, a massive LED billboard played their iconic on-screen moments alongside their new real-life photos, the words "A Two-Way Rush" lighting up the skyline. Social media was flooded with emotional messages. We watched them fall in love in fiction, and now we get to see them love for real. They gave us hope that the screen can sometimes tell the truth. And perhaps the most touching message came from a fan who had followed them since their first drama together. They showed us that love doesn't always need to be loud. Sometimes, it's just two people who keep choosing each other, again and again. Kai speaks in an exclusive interview days later. Kai was asked how it felt to finally go public after so many years of silence. He paused, smiled slightly, and said, "It feels like finally being able to breathe." He went on to describe how their relationship had survived long shoots, career demands, and endless public speculation. "We've grown through each other's worlds," he said. "We built something real behind all the lights." When asked what he admired most about Tan Songyun, his voice softened, her strength. Her kindness. And the way she sees people, she makes you want to be better. Tan Songyun's reflection. Tan Songyun, ever composed, shared her own perspective in a later feature. "For the longest time, our story existed between scripts and sets. We didn't want to rush it, because real feelings deserve real timing." She smiled, her tone serene yet full of emotion. "Now that we've said it aloud, I just hope people see that love can be quiet, patient, and kind, not just dramatic." Her words resonated with millions, a gentle reminder that authenticity still has a place in a world of spectacle. The world they created now, months after their announcement, Kai and Tan Songyun are no longer just co-stars or celebrities. They are symbols of sincerity in an industry often built on illusion. They have turned their love story into something larger than themselves, a message that says, some stories are written twice, once on the screen, and once in the heart. Theirs was not a sudden romance but a slow, deliberate journey, shaped by years of trust and quiet loyalty. And in that stillness, they built something unbreakable. When fiction meets fate in every era, there comes a love story that feels timeless. For this generation, it is theirs, Kai and Tan Songyun, the couple who turned fiction into truth, and truth into art. From script readings to silent glances, from rehearsed emotions to real tears, they gave the world something it didn't know it was missing, proof that some stories don't end when the credits roll. They continue. They deepen. They become real. And so, as the sun set on that golden evening when they finally said, "We're together," the world stood still, because it wasn't just a couple's announcement. It was the culmination of every heartbeat, every scene, every moment we'd watched and hoped would one day be real. Tan Songyun and Xukai, not just co-stars anymore. Not